You checked your phone 11 times in the last hour, and nothing meaningful happened in any of those 11 times. No emergency arrived, no message changed your life, and no number explained why your body still felt like it had to keep looking. Your ancestor checked the tree line once that day, and if nothing moved in the grass, his body was allowed to believe the world was safe for a while. You do not get that kind of ending anymore. The grass has been replaced by banking apps, rising prices, subscriptions, group chats, and red numbers that refresh before your nervous system can calm down. You are not weaker than the people who came before you. You are running their exact alarm system inside a world that found a way to keep touching the alarm. 200,000 years ago, beside tall grass, two men stand still. The grass moves. One man freezes, steps back, and ruins the afternoon by pointing at something that might be nothing. The other man shrugs, decides it is probably wind, and keeps walking. This time, it was not wind. The relaxed one did not have children. You come from the nervous one, the one who checked twice, waited too long, and somehow made it into the future. Your ancestor had one alarm that day, one patch of grass, one strange sound, and one decision that ended when the danger passed. You give that same alarm system 20 jobs before breakfast, and it has no idea that none of them have teeth. Watch what a normal morning does to it. You open your phone before you are fully awake, and before your feet touch the floor, your brain finds 3 things to worry about. A price went up on something you bought last week, your bank app shows a number slightly lower than yesterday, and someone from school just posted a kitchen that looks more expensive than your entire year. 4 alarms before coffee. And this is the part people keep explaining badly. You did not become weaker than the people before you, and modern life did not invent fear from nothing. The alarms did not get bigger. The alarms got more frequent. The machine underneath stayed the same. It is still trying to treat a falling bank balance, a rising grocery bill, and a red number on a screen with the same seriousness it once gave to movement in the grass. It cannot tell the difference fast enough. To your nervous system, money is not just money. Money is food waiting in a cupboard. Money is a roof staying over your head. Money is whether the lights stay on, whether the rent clears, whether tomorrow still feels like something you can handle. So when the number drops, your brain does not see math. It sees real danger. Now go back to a fire. Somewhere far before banks, salaries, and passwords. 30 people sit in a circle, and one hunter returns with more meat than the camp expected. He should celebrate, but instead he watches faces because even good news can become a problem when everyone knows you have more than they do. That scan made sense in a small group because one fire had 30 faces and the night eventually ended. This is why a purchase can feel strangely moral. You are not just buying shoes. You are asking whether you deserve them, whether you will regret them, and whether the version of you 2 weeks from now will open the bank app and quietly hate the version of you buying them today. The shoes are fine. They were always going to be fine. But your brain does not only ask, can I afford this? It asks, will I need this money for something worse? That question is older than money. It once meant, should we eat this food now or save it for the cold night when hunting fails? Today it means, should I buy the thing I need, or stare at it in the cart until the website emails me like a desperate ex? In 1979, Kahneman and Tversky showed that humans do not feel gains and losses the same way. Losing $50 hurts more than finding $50 feels good because the brain treats a loss like a small wound and a gain like a pleasant visitor who leaves too early. You can save 10 euros and forget it by lunch, but pay 10 euros too much and your body will keep the receipt longer than the store does. That is why checking feels useful, even when it changes nothing. Your ancestor sharpened a spear when he felt danger nearby because his hands needed somewhere to put the alarm. You refresh an app, same ritual, worse lighting. You open it, look at the number, close it, and for 6 seconds the alarm has been fed. Then the question comes back. What if I missed something? So you open it again even though nothing changed in the last 40 seconds. Your body did not want information, it wanted relief. And relief expires faster than information. In 2014, researchers at the University of Virginia put people alone in a quiet room for 15 minutes, with no phone, no music, and no task. Before the room, people felt a small electric shock, unpleasant enough that many said they would pay money to avoid feeling it again. Then they sat alone with a button that delivered that same shock. Many pressed it anyway. Not because the shock felt good, but because an empty room gave the alarm system nowhere to go. Modern money makes this worse because money is invisible most of the time. Your food is not in your hand. Your shelter is not in your hand. Your future is not in your hand. It is numbers, passwords, pending payments, subscriptions, and little emails that begin with "unfortunately." A caveman could see his pile of food. You have to trust an app made by a bank. Dear valued customer, nothing good follows. Rent leaves the account while you are asleep. A subscription renews with the confidence of a raccoon moving into your ceiling. A price changes without asking your permission. No predator walked into the room, but the number moved, and the body noticed. Here is the twist. You think you are addicted to checking. You are not. Checking is not the real addiction. Checking is the ritual your nervous system invented because money became invisible danger. When danger was visible, you could run, hide, fight, wait, or go home. When danger is a number, you cannot fight it. You cannot scare it away, and you cannot throw a rock at a subscription, even though many people have considered it. So you do the only thing the modern world gives you, you look again. This is why companies work so hard to make payment feel small, quiet, and almost invisible. In 2001, MIT researchers Drazen Prelek and Duncan Symester ran an auction for basketball tickets, where some people had to pay with cash and others could pay with a credit card. The credit card group was willing to pay much more, not because the tickets changed, because the pain got quieter. Cash leaves your hand. A card only moves for a second. A phone barely moves at all. The less your body feels the loss, the easier it becomes to spend. And wonder later where everything went. Your brain is bad at invisible money. Companies are very good at invisible money. That is not an accident. In 2007, Brian Knutson and researchers at Stanford watched people's brains while they decided what to buy. When people saw something they wanted, the reward part of the brain became active. When the price looked too high, a pain area became active. A product pulls you forward. A price pulls you back. Shopping is a tiny tug-of-war inside your head, and modern stores have learned how to pull at exactly the right moment. This is where the money alarm becomes dangerous. Not because fear is always bad. Fear can protect you from a stupid purchase, make you check a bill before it becomes a disaster, and whisper that something feels off right before you sign a bad deal. But the same system can also trap you inside tiny decisions that should not feel like court cases. That is the modern curse. The old alarm saved energy by turning off when danger passed. Your alarm lives in a world where danger can refresh. There is always another price, another comparison, another bill you forgot, another person doing better, and another expert saying the market is about to collapse. Because the brain would rather react to a fake leopard than ignore a real one. That rule kept your ancestors alive. It is also why a red number can ruin lunch. Somewhere out there, someone checks their bank balance once, closes the app, and sleeps in 4 minutes. That person exists. Good for him. Across human history, he is the weird one. You are the normal one. You come from the people who checked twice, heard a sound, and waited, counted the food again, and watched faces around the fire. They overreacted 1,000 times. Most of those times, nothing happened. But the one time something did happen, they were ready. And because they were ready, you are here, mildly exhausted, standing in a kitchen at night, thinking about an $11 coffee you could not defend in court. The grass is gone. The tree line is gone. The fire is gone. What is left is a phone that refreshes itself, a balance that updates in real time, and a brain that was promised deep in the past that if it kept checking and doing the math one more time, it would finally get to rest. The screen goes dark. For 1 second, the room is quiet. Then your thumb moves again.